Hey guys, it's Jim Chandler with Rock Your Best Vocals. Okay, today I've got the top 5 singing mistakes. Most of these pertain to rock, so let's get ready to rock. If you guys have had trouble with your singing from time to time, which, hands up, everybody has, try to avoid these mistakes. If you have some other singing mistakes that affect you, please post them in the comments below and let me know how you like this one. Post any comments below, hit like and subscribe if you want to see some more videos like this. But if you're having trouble with your voice, it's probably down to at least one of these 5 mistakes. So let's get straight into it. Number 1, singing with not enough air or too breathy. Okay, so a lot of people have this. So the first one is starting off a line without a full breath of air. Okay, so I'm taking Highway to Hell, for example. Living easy, living free, season ticket on. Okay, so I'm running out of air. So I'm not starting off the line with enough air. So try to take a deep breath of air in between. Living easy, living free, season ticket on a one-way ride. Okay, so I'm taking breath in between each of the lines. Okay, so I start off the line with a good breath of air. Good breath support is a way to resolve that. Problem number 2 there, letting out too much air. Okay, so letting out too much air. And it happens with rock singing a lot. Okay, so if people try to get that rock sound, they sometimes can let out too much air. Living easy, living free, season ticket on a one-way ride. See, I'm not taking enough air, and I'm pushing out way too much air. Okay, so the solutions. The number 1 solution is to use the balloon method. What I call the balloon method is, and you can see my first video, I'm going to post a link to it up there. So the idea is you fill up your lungs like a big balloon of air. And when you fill up a balloon with air and you pull the top of the air, there's loads of air in there to push out the sound out of the vocal cords or the top of the balloon. So if you keep your lungs, your balloons full of air, then you're going to have no problem pushing out sound. Okay. Number 2, use the pool method, the underwater method, which is like, okay, so you pretend that you're jumping underwater. So, living easy, living free, season ticket on a one-way ride. So, like you're jumping underwater. So try this. If you swim or anything, try to jump underwater and try to yell underwater or just sing underwater. Ah! There's like very little air coming out when you do that. Okay, so that's a good way to get your vocal cords in position to push out the proper amount of air. The third tip is to practice with what I call the belt technique. Now that's not belt singing, that's not the belt technique of singing, but that means actually using a belt. So what you do with the belt is you put the belt around your kind of rib cage, okay? So you take the belt, put it, so if you want to use a belt like something like this, which is, so get a belt like this that has an easy clasp on it. Okay, something you can wrap around really easily and clasp it up at the top like that. Okay, so it stays tight. So what you do is expand your rib cage. Try to expand it out to the sides. Okay, and then you tighten the belt just tight enough when your ribs are at their most expanded point. And actually, I'll take off this here. So you take the belt and you put the belt around your lungs at the most expanded point, okay? And you tighten the belt just to where your ribs are expanded, to where the belt stays up if you keep your ribs expanded, okay? And you'll see my ribs are expanded right now and I'm able to talk. Now this comes with practice. keeping your ribs expanded while you're able to talk and, and sing. But you'll find once you, okay. So if the belt falls, that's when you have to practice keeping your ribs expanded. So what that does is it provides good diaphragmatical support. And then, living easy, living free, season ticket on a one-way ride. And the reason why I chose this song as well is if you look at Bon Scott, look at a live version of Bon Scott, he's always singing topless, and you can see his rib cage. He's got a nice big rib cage like the whole time he's. The second biggest mistake is trying to be like someone else. Okay, so when you're singing, now this doesn't pertain as much to rock singing, but I suppose in general, the thing I see a lot is people trying to mimic someone else because, they say they're trying to do runs, melismas, like Beyonce. Oh, and then also with that, you see the hand gestures. They're like, okay, so they're doing this with their hands. They're trying to, kind of, okay. And the solutions to these things are, number one, sing with feeling, okay? Don't just do runs and melismas because you think that's what people are going to judge you on, okay? Sing with the more you sing with feeling, the better you're going to come across, okay? People are really going to respect that. And there's no better way to put this is that there's only one you in the universe. And just be you. Like, people are going to like you because you're you. The other thing is, look at artists that have broken the mold. Look at them for inspiration. Okay, just inspiration, not try to copy them, but look at them for inspiration in the fact that they've done what's inside them and they've delivered themselves to the world. Okay, so for example, Billie Eilish, Kurt Cobain. Billie Eilish is different than anything else that's out there. You look at Bad Guy, which he's not trying to copy anybody else. Kurt Cobain, when Nirvana came out, they weren't trying to copy anybody else. Everybody has their influences, and everybody takes a little bit from all of their influences. But in the end of the thing, just be yourself. Come out there. And somebody asked me this before in terms of, well, why not do? Now I do a lot of videos on how to sing like someone. You sing like how to sing like Kurt Cobain, how to sing like Robert Plant, how to sing like Dave Grohl, because people like to kind of learn those styles. But I'm also I'm a huge supporter and proponent of you being yourself. That's why you're here on this planet, is to be yourself and deliver your music and deliver your style to the world, because there is only one you. To develop your own style is write your own songs a lot. Like I'm writing a song a day. So if you follow me on Instagram and you look at my stories, I post a song a day, at least one a day. Sometimes I miss a day, but if I miss a day, I try to do two or whatever. But I try to stick to doing at least one every day. Now, it may not be a whole song. It's just maybe a chorus or a verse or something. But it's kind of trying to develop my own style. So I would suggest, if you want to develop your own style, start doing that. And record yourself and watch back and look at what you like or what you don't like anyway. But be yourself, break the mold. Mistake number 3 is trying too hard. So the problems are, number 1, singing too loud. It sounds more like yelling. Okay, so I'm going to take Soundgarden, Jesus Christ pose. As you stare at me in the Jesus Christ pose. Okay, so it's like just yelling out you're not, it's not kind of using the style and not listening to the actual tones and the flow of the song. Okay, The second issue there is struggling for high notes. Okay, so you're trying too hard. What you're doing is you're trying to sing. So when you're struggling for the high notes, you're causing strain and vocal stress. So let's just say, let's stick with Jesus Christ pose. As you stare at me in the Jesus Christ pose, you see how I'm so you could see it, if you record yourself, like look back and you could see it, and you're straining, okay? And that's going to cause vocal strain. Anytime you're, and listen to me just from doing that. And then the third problem, I suppose, with that is thinking too much about the technique and not about the feeling. So if you're trying too hard and you're saying, so you're thinking too much about the thinking. You're thinking too much about the technique and not about the feeling of it. So as you stare at me, you're going, okay, am I just singing in head voice? As you stare at me in the Jesus Christ pose. So you're thinking too much. You're not feeling. You're not just getting into it, okay? So the solutions to these, the biggest thing is just to relax through them, okay? So try these 3 techniques to relax when you're singing, okay? And especially with the high notes, okay? So the first tip is trying to sing like an octave or 2 octaves below the note that you want to hit, okay? So this one I'll take, okay, so let's just take Jesus Christ pose, okay? As you stare at me in the Jesus Christ pose, as you stare at me. So you just go, okay, so it's, as you stare at me. So that's the actual line, the key. As you stare at me, as you stare at me, as you stare at me, as you stare at, just take it if you're having one little issue with a line. As you stare at me, as you stare at me. So what you want to do is just bring it down, sing it a few times an octave lower just to get comfortable. As you stare at me in the Jesus, as you stare at. So when you jump up to it, it's like you're still relaxed, okay? You're still relaxed, and you'll hit it. Try that, practice it. Take a line that's really hard for you to sing the high note, and just take it an octave or 2 octaves lower. Sing it a few times. Get yourself really relaxed. Get your voice in the relaxed position, and then jump up to it. Just snap yourself, jump up to it in that same relaxed mode of your vocal cords, and you'll see it'll work for you. I promise you. The second solution there in the relax section is to practice with speech level technique, okay? Letting the sound project directly from your mouth, okay? Like using a lip trill, okay? I like the speech level singing because it's like it kind of all works on just projecting just from your, as you stare at me, as you stare at me. It's just like it's like the sound is just coming from just your mouth. Okay. As you stare at me, and you can also do the lip trill. Okay. Stare at me. Try that if you're having trouble hitting a note. Just do the lip trill, because that gets your vocal cords in a nice relaxed position, because you're just pushing that out from your mouth. So then the last tip there to relax is to push from your abdomen, okay? Don't think about your throat, okay? What you need to do is just relax your throat. If you're thinking about pushing it all, pushing the note out, if you have to push out to get the note out, think about pushing from your lower abdomen and even your lower back right here. So I'm going to take a Birth Ritual, which is, it's another Soundgarden song, but it's the very highest that he gets in that song is an F5. So it's I'll have a cigarette, cigarette, cigarette. So that F5. So if you take that, I'll have a cigarette, I'll have a cigarette, I'll have a cigarette. Okay, so you don't hit it every time, but I'll have a cigarette, cigarette before the execution. Okay, so cigarette. I have to go into like a kind of a heady falsetto-y bit, and I think he does that anyway. So if you can hit that if you can hit that in full head voice, then you rock. You win the rock prize. But cigarette before the execution. See there, I actually just tried that without even with relaxing, because I'm just going to burst into it, just be relaxed and jump into it, and it works. The relaxation works. I was pushing from the abdomen and just kind of relaxing into. Okay, so I know that's falsetto-y there, but you get the idea, hopefully. Mistake number 4 is not trying hard enough. Okay, so the problems are not putting any effort. Okay, so it sounds like karaoke. Okay, and also not thinking about the technique or trying to sing your best. So both of those points, you sound like karaoke if you're doing it. And that's the difference between someone who sounds like a professional singer and someone who sounds like they're just out on a karaoke night, on a bad Wednesday night with their drinking buddies. Okay, so I got another confession to make. I'm no fool. Okay, so if you listen to that, you go, meh. Right, you may be on key, but does it sound like a professional singer? No. In order to sound like a professional singer, you gotta put a little bit of a technique in there. You gotta put a little effort in there. Okay, so that's what I mean by not trying hard enough. So to help with this, record yourself, do a video, and see and hear how you actually sound and look when you're performing. Okay, now it's not just about the actual sound of it, but look how you are when you're performing. Are you going, I got another confession to make, I'm no fool? You know, are you like, okay, you're hitting the notes, but do you sound like a professional? No. And if you look back and you can see what you need to improve on, work on those things and work at it. The only way to become better at anything is to actually put effort into it and work at it. And then add some style into it. And you may have to push a little bit more from your abdomen. Just like I was saying in the last point, you may have to push. Sometimes this makes all the difference in the difference with somebody who sounds like a karaoke singer. I got another confession to make. I'm no fool. Everyone's got their chains to break, holding you. Okay. I got another confession to make. I'm no fool. Everyone's got the chains to break. So there's the differences that I'm pushing there, okay, in the second version of it. And holding you. Were you born to resist or be abused? There I am with the, that's a bad habit. That's like the, anyway, avoid that. Avoid bad habits. That's why it's good video. I'm going to watch this back and go, Jim, stop with the, Mistake number 5 is not taking care of your voice. Now, a lot of people do this. So the problems are shouting and yelling. Okay, so when you're out at a bar or a club, you're out there going, hey man, what are you doing out there? No, you can see that. A lot of air coming. Hey man, what you guys do? There's a lot of air coming through there. And it's just like, okay, so the alternative to that is do that pool method. Try this if you're talking, if you're talking to somebody at a pub or a bar or whatever, it's really loud, try the pool method. Take a big deep breath, hold your breath, and go, where do you guys want to go after that? Say, okay. So you're not letting a lot of air out, but you're letting a good bit of sound out. Okay, so that's how you sing with compression as well, but that's another video. Problem number 2 is not warming up. Okay, your voice is a complex series of muscles, just even in your vocal cords and your throat and up in your nasal cavity and everything. It's all working together. Your abdomen, okay, and your muscles here, your abductor and your adductor muscles and your lower back. Your whole body is it's like this finely tuned machine. And if you don't warm up, then it's like going to the gym and just going to lift a bunch of weights just straight away. You go, oh yeah. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to pull muscle or whatever. So warm up, okay? It's key to warm up. And even warm down. After singing, do some warm down. Do the same thing as a warm up. Do some lip trills. Okay, and pick a good warm up. So tip number 3 is diet, okay? Don't eat crap, because eating crap makes you feel like crap. If you eat crap that makes you feel like crap, you're going to feel like crap, and you're probably going to sing like crap. If you're eating a chocolate or a pizza or something before you sing, boom, that's going to affect your voice. It's going to affect your body. It's going to affect your machine. This is the machine, your instrument, your instrument. Eating crap, man. Just don't do it. Problem number 4 is exercise, okay? So people don't exercise enough, okay? So maintaining good cardio is going to help your breath. Do some plank exercises to get your core tight, okay? It's not that difficult. And like if you do it every day, you'll go, wow, this is easy. And if you tell yourself it's easy, it will be easy. Do some cardio, do some jumping jacks, right? Or do some jumping jacks, some planks, go for a jog, something. If you get your cardio down, you're going to get your breathing down, and it's going to make singing a lot easier, especially singing like through a whole gig or a show or whatever you do. It's going to make that much easier. And then tip number 5 is sleep. Okay, so get yourself some restful sleep, because that helps your voice, okay? It helps you recover and it helps you prevent stress, okay? Now, you don't have to, people need different amounts of sleep. Some people need 5 hours. Some people need 8 hours. But get the sleep that you need, okay? And I always try to take like a 20-minute power nap or a 90-minute sleep cycle. It's proven that sleep cycles are 90 minutes. So if you take, that's an hour and a half for those of you people that aren't good at math. If you take a sleep cycle that's, maybe an hour before you have to sing for a gig or something. I don't like to do it like straight before, because then your voice is kind of that morning voice, it's a bit like this. Then it's harder to warm up. It takes a little bit longer to warm up. And then the other thing is that I should have included with diet there is to drink lots and lots of water, okay? Keep yourself hydrated. Keep yourself hydrated on stage. Keep yourself hydrated throughout the day, and that's better for your health, okay? So the solutions to all of those problems are don't neglect any of those problems. So if you stuck around to the end, I'm sorry if that took too long. Thank you for getting to the end of the video. If you did get to the end of the video, give yourself a pat on the back. Thank you very much for sticking to this. I appreciate you guys watching. Big love to the rocks. And like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when these videos come out. If you don't hit the notification bell, you won't see when they come out. And you'd be like, dude, Jim, where's the next video? Rock your best vocals, where your best keeps getting better.